And off we go. We're live. Good evening, ladies and
Evening.
gentlemen. I don't see any ladies or gentlemen, but I do see Hanky and I do see Shrek. So,
And the three multitudes I do a show with every week. So,
how is everybody? I hope we are all well. Good evening, Martin. I hope you are well.
Hi, Martin.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, Martin. Shrek, Hanky.
How are we doing?
We shall cover the Whitby bit in a minute, Shrek. We'll cover that briefly. But tonight's show will be on anxiety and depression. So
and induced anxiety.
And induced anxiety, which could be through medical, lack of medication, not being able to get medication.
Not enough caffeine.
Oh, I'm not
bad. Or having something like I've got at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I will say about the whole Whitby thing. Don't know about the MP part in Whitby personally. The water and the diesel, don't know about that. And what I do know is that the fires in around the Whitby area are very, very serious. And personally, I don't give a shit how they get the fires out.
Melissa.
I hope they do get them out. I think that's the important thing. You know, you're talking about lives, human lives here. And those fires need to be put out as soon as possible, which I know they're trying to. I know they're trying.
Like I said, though, as far as the means of which fuel you're using to do this and that, and no, just get it controlled at least enough.
Evening, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
I mean, the important thing is you're talking, apart from all the wildlife and the land, you're talking about that fire could go across to people's houses, businesses. It could even come down, if the wind was to change, down into Whitby itself. Like you said, Bill, up to Robin Hood's Bay and all of that.
Well, Robin Hood's Bay and Whitby are being affected by smoke quite badly.
Yeah, I mean, the smoke can be bad enough if somebody has breathing issues.
And if they don't, it can cause some breathing issues anyway, depending how thick it gets in your hair.
Yeah, but there's another one. I mean, I was caught in a fire, so the smell of smoke causes my anxiety. I've had that smell for nearly 3 weeks now. So it's kept my anxiety through the roof.
To where you're already at, wit's end overstimulated wise, so anything additional is going to make it 10 times worse.
Yeah. And as far as the local MP goes, it's not her that's been making the comments. It was town council. Just so you know, Shrek, because I've been following all of the news.
Matt, I think Hanky's trying to do the trick of talking mean to you to see if, you'll fancy him a little bit more.
Keep trying, Hanky, you'll get there. But I mean, obviously that's going to cause anxiety for people. Just anybody around that fire is going to cause a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
For anybody. I mean,
going through all this, say once it's all contained and be done with. Now you have the trauma of this event happening, and if you have anything similar happen in the future, you're going to freak out even worse because you remember how bad it got.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bill said, he's been through fires. He knows that smell too well, and the re-exposure is not pleasant.
No,
it's.
I mean, I'm hoping that they manage to contain the fire, which they, from what you've said, they seem to have started to, Bill.
They've had it contained for 3 days, but if that wind blows up from the north, they're panicking because it's straight into forestry land.
Well, that's a dense forestry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Martin. The trouble this isn't a controlled burn. This is out
This
of
is a
control.
wild card, yeah.
Yeah, Martin, this is 10 square miles of open moorland gone.
And of course, because a lot of it is peat, anybody who knows anything, peat, when peat burns, it keeps burning and burning and burning. And
Yeah.
it's great as a fuel for putting on fires. Not so great if it catches fire and it's in the open on moorland.
And from me, Shrek, the fire edge is just over 3 miles. So it's not a long way, and it's less than 2 miles from Robin Hood's Bay. And there is a moor and peat pathway straight down to Robin Hood's Bay.
Yeah, the right wind direction, everything's gone.
Yeah.
Mm.
A westerly will send it into Robin Hood's Bay, a southerly will send it up towards Whitby, and a northerly will send it into forestry. A strong easterly will send it straight the way across the whole bloody moor with the 3 mile front.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Martin, and this is the trouble. The people are doing.
I mean, they're doing backburns to try and put a fire break in because it's the only way you can do it.
The trouble is, Shrek, is when peat burns in the open on moorland, it burns down. It's very hard to get to go out. It's like coal fires years ago.
Yeah, it's got the soot ash layer and then it burns underneath that. It keeps going.
It will just burn and keep burning and burning.
And then pop up 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? No.
Yeah.
Say no, I didn't see the actual article for everything. Did they say what started everything?
They don't know the actual start, but they know roughly the start area, which is not easily accessed apart from to walkers. Because the bit where it started is over a mile from the roads.
The trouble is, it's been very dry, hasn't it, up to now? So it could be a natural.
Shrek, we ain't just got London Fire Brigade. We've got people from London, Liverpool, Manchester. We've even got them from down Craig's Way.
The main thing on this is, regardless of what people are saying on Facebook, on all the bitching and all of that, the main thing is to get the fires under control and get the fires put out for the sake of people around that area.
Well, at least like Bill saying, you got to get that fire break done well enough to where that. And I mean, like I said, you're not going to get it all the way out, but if you can contain the area it's burning in, to where hopefully, eventually it will burn itself down, but it's going to take a while. But at least it's not spreading.
The problem is, Shrek. Yeah, you're right. The first rain. But the problem is the ground is so hard; it's just hitting it and bouncing off the soil. It
didn't penetrate more than 1/4 of an inch. It did nothing that first rain. And if you want to know what's really happening, for a Facebook group, look at North Yorkshire Weather and the North Yorkshire Press, because those two are keeping pretty good information with links to the actual
Hi, Steve.
newspaper.
Hey,
article.
Steve. Hope you're okay, buddy.
Yes, Dave. It doesn't penetrate the hanky. To get as deep as they need it to get will take 3 or 4 days continuous rain.
Mind you, you did only say it was penetrating about an inch, didn't you? So it's about right for hunky.
I mean, comparison is what it is.
It is. It's only
What the Whitby photographer's been doing is just relaying what's on the other 2 sites. Because Glenn is a friend of mine. I've known him for 30 years.
yeah.
And most of what he's been doing is just relaying what's been put out on North Yorkshire Weather.
Yeah, but Martin, the Devon and Fire and Rescue, the yokels doing it on TV, it always gives a good laugh because of the accent. It's always comical.
Oh God.
But altogether, there's 15 units from around the country, plus 20 units from the North Yorkshire and the Tyne-Tees area. So 30 units. If that flashes over, though, forget it. All they can do is run.
Pretty much.
You've got to give credit to the people who are fighting that fire because that is a fucking dangerous job.
I mean, they're working hard. I know some of the farmers and a couple of the farm contractors, and they're doing 12 on, 4 off.
Yeah.
Just trying to supply enough water to keep it somewhat.
Just to supply water. Or they're going around the firmer ground and actually soaking it to try and get some ground penetration of water. There's 2 units from West Yorkshire, yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I just hope it gets under control for people around there pretty quickly because, yeah, it's scary. It is scary. Yeah.
And something else that doesn't help is there have been a couple of idiots who started smaller fires on moorland a couple of miles away from it.
Oh, well, that's useful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Then start more because I can get away with doing it
because there's somebody started one on Lockton Moor.
I don't know about that, Shrek, whether the US Air Force are chipping in or not. I mean, if they're not, they certainly should be. You think they'd be bothered about the base, wouldn't you?
I think the base units have been in use.
I would have thought they'd have got in their fire units would have got.
you would think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Protocol,
Yeah, but the base units aren't set up for moorland fire.
See you later, Hanky.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later. Yeah, I know it's half and half at Falling Downs, mate.
And Martin, they're using salt water because they're taking it from the lower Esk. And they can have as many as 4 units being filled at a time.
Well, the upside of that is they shouldn't run out of water just there.
No.
Joe, and I'm not taking the piss, but
what I mean.
Although at low water, the problem they've got is filtering sediment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they can only take large amounts of, quickly take large volumes of water at mid to high water.
Mm.
Low water, those areas, there's as little as 12 inches of water there.
Yeah, the sediment would be an issue.
And sediment is an issue.
Sort of changing the subject, but keeping it on subject. There's going to be a lot of people in Whitby with a lot of fucking anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm.
Seriously, a lot of people. You know, it's
whether it's previous issues with fires and smoke and everything, or what's going on currently. Oh yeah.
But it's affecting businesses. The road between Whitby and Scarborough has been closed for 10 days.
I mean, yeah, that would be a good idea, Lisa. The issue is
implication.
It's cost, and you'll have the people who will say, where we used to have controlled burns to stop stuff like this, you'll have the people saying, oh, you can't do that because of the wildlife and because of... And I agree up to a point.
But what about the entire area if you don't do the controls?
We all know once you start a fire, the wildlife is long gone. The wildlife is like, well, fuck that, I'm not staying here, I'm off. So I'm not saying wildlife doesn't get damaged because of the area, and the environmental impact.
But think what this is doing to their area and their environment.
Oh, God. Lisa started on the foreign... Oh. Yeah. Yes, Lisa, I agree. 100%. I agree 100%. If we were to stop sending money out of the country and stop money being wasted on people who we are importing into the country and put the money into what is needed in the UK, wouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, the idiots we have in charge, it ain't going to happen.
Well, there's a different list of priorities,
I agree, Lisa, 100%, and I know you're not starting anything, but you know what I mean. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. It's the money should be spent on the things that need, like emergencies like this, where you've got an emergency. It should be getting that sorted.
Why are you putting this much money into these affairs and not having reserves subsequent enough for emergencies like this anyway?
Because
throw money around, why don't you have reserves for your own country? I'm not
saying well, the simple answer is because the idiots in our government are allowing more and more people into the country and housing those people for nothing. So all our money is going to importing more people into the country. So the money that is needed for the people of the UK is not there. It's gone.
Then they're thinking, well, it's going to increase foot traffic in businesses. And yeah, with what money that you're pulling from other natural citizens going back into
It's. I mean, you could do a 12-hour show just on the wrongs and banking wrongs and the political wrongs and of what is currently going on with the government. That's a whole show in itself.
Oh, you made it 19 minutes this week.
I'm not going to rant. Don't worry. No,
great.
I mean, financially, a lot of the farmers, this is hitting them hard.
Yeah. The issue is
the work they're putting in on that is absolutely phenomenal. And remember, they are not being paid for this.
And this is the same
You
government.
battery, Craig? Did your battery run low?
This is the same government that said we don't need farmers. But when it comes to a situation like this,
You can import everything, right?
first people out there are the farmers. The first people trying to protect the land and the local people are the farmers. So, yeah, again, it just proves that the government is wrong.
Well, and look how fast all the farmers jumped off their ass. You know, I can't say they're on their asses because they never are, but jumped up and immediately went to start getting water supplies wherever they could to get it to the fire area. You know,
and the money situation is only going to get worse. I guarantee it's not going to get better in this country. It is only going to get worse. It's an evening, William.
William.
Oh, William.
Hey, William.
I mean, the farmers started in there initially with the farmers with stirk flocks and the gamekeepers and that were going up there within I think it was the second day they started going up to give advice and keep the fire brigade informed of exactly what's where.
Yeah. Keir Starmer and Labour did what all politicians do. Okay, he came out with things that you want to hear. I'm going to give everybody this money. I'm going to give extra money to the pensioners. Then when they get in power, doesn't happen. And that isn't just Starmer, that is all politicians. All politicians are lying, greedy, two-faced bastards, regardless of what party. End of. That's a fact. That you're never going to get an honest. Corbyn, oh fuck's sake, it gets better. We do not want Corbyn, thank you. We do not want.
There is not a politician working that I would trust.
No. Corbyn is possibly one of the most dangerous individuals possible in politics.
I would say, more specifically, William, Corbyn is a Marxist.
Exactly, Martin. And there was people were trying to say this about Starmer before all this. You can't trust Starmer and look at his policies.
Nothing Starmer said added up.
Nope, nothing. But no.
Same thing happened over here. Nothing added up, nothing made sense, and you could see obvious holes in things, but somehow the support was still there and votes still happened.
All of this about, I'm sick of seeing Palestine flags, okay? It's not our war. It's not our problem. This war out with Palestine and all the rest of it has been going on for thousands of years. We aren't going to solve it. We can't solve it.
Started 3 days ago. Like this.
Why are we even involved in it? We should just turn around and say, like, that's your problem. You get on with it. Fuck you. We've got our own issues in this country. Leave us to deal with our problems. That's it. Once we've got this country sorted and back on an even keel, which could take another 10, 15 years easily, then maybe we can help other people. Lee's going to start on about his Yorkshire fucking his Yorkshire Rebellion and fucking setting up
One of the roses again.
war. King Armitage. Do you know, Shrek? I was no fan of Maggie Thatcher, but there is one thing I will say for Margaret Thatcher. Okay, if Margaret Thatcher said something, I'm going to do this. She did it. You knew where you stood with her. So whether you liked her or not, at least you knew where you stood. With Keir Starmer, he says one thing and does completely the opposite. But got a bit off subject tonight. We got all political, haven't we? Anxiety, Bill. Anxiety and depression.
Like I said, at the moment, anxiety for me is proving to be a major issue.
I'm not surprised.
Every time I go into my bedroom, because my bedroom's on the south side of the flat, that room smells of smoke continuously.
Yeah.
At least this side of the flat, if I've got the doors shut and the balcony door open, it draws some of that smell away. But it triggers the anxiety all the time.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're sleeping in your chair more than in your bedroom?
Yeah. Which isn't good for me back.
No.
I think the trouble is anxiety it's a strange one, isn't it? Because anxiety can be from anything.
Yeah.
Caused
Could you put a couple of plug-in air fresheners in, or would that just mask the smoke and you'd still smell the smoke?
You'd still smell the smoke. It is that strong. Because the dominant wind is from southwest, which is where the fire is.
The last thing you want to wake up in a panic, smelling the smoke, which would trigger you even more. Yeah.
Yeah. And even shutting the windows doesn't stop it.
Well, no, that smell's going to linger and travel through anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it stopping you going out as well, the smell?
I've been out twice in the last fortnight.
So then, yes.
Yeah. I've not been going out. And the thing is, like I've said before, if that wind turns, that fire could go anywhere.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
At least in any direction it turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the safest wind we've got is a southwesterly, which fine, that is the prevailing. But on this coast, it can turn to a northerly or an easterly, and those two winds, nothing will stop the fire in either direction.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking at 10 miles south is all forest. 20 miles west is all moorland.
I thought a vamp bed was a coffin, Lisa.
Bill's got one of them.
Mm.
Yeah, it matches his trench coat.
I haven't got a trench coat.
He has a cape.
Oh, sorry. The cape and the chaps confuse me.
No, I have a full cloak. not just a cape.
No, the cape's separate. That one's red. That's when he feels a little, extra bill.
Super Bill.
Oh God. No, that's I think William's having a moment.
Yes. Yes, William, he does.
I'm afraid to know why you know that, Lisa, but we're going to leave that where it is.
I have Rocky Horror Picture Show vibes there.
Well, that's a given.
I think why. I've only seen the live show 30 times. Special screenings of the film about 50 times.
Oh, Jesus. Just got
Mountain.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I'll send you the link in a bit, William.
William, you've been sent the link like 7 times already, dude. If you keep losing it, we're not.
The problem is,
right.
The problem is anxiety isn't just anxiety causes depression. It really does. Because if you're not getting out of the house and you're in the house on your own, then that causes depression.
Yeah.
It really is a vicious circle.
So when everything freaks your head out, no matter how small it seems to be to anybody else, you don't want to leave the house. Yeah. It's really, really not good. Like, I never liked big crowds anyway, but especially after COVID hit and everything, it made it even worse, I think, for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, COVID brought a lot of anxiety and depression out for people because everybody was shitting themselves because of the COVID thing.
When like over there, I mean, over here was different, but for you guys, everybody.
Oh God, it was ridiculous. You can go out, you can't go out, you can go out, you can't go out, you catch it up. Make your bastard mind up.
Go out but wear a mask, but only for an hour and a half.
I go and see your friends, but only if you're in your same bubble. Yeah.
And if you go shopping, only one person was allowed in the shop.
Oh, there was people buying stuff and then washing them in hand sanitizer as soon as they got home because someone coughed on it.
The problem is nobody
washing the bottles of hand sanitizer.
No, you remember all the boxes they had for the queue lines that they would tape on the floors for this how far apart you were allowed to stand from each other if you're going to wait in line. Yet, I always had actual lines down the middle. You can only go this direction, this aisle, and this direction, this aisle, so no one's coming near each other.
Sainsbury's had yellow dots everywhere, and that was as close as you were allowed to be to the next person.
And everybody stuck to that, didn't they?
You couldn't stick to it.
It's a great combination, Mel.
Yeah.
The life of bipolar is so fun, isn't it? I love being perfectly fine, then wanting to rip somebody's head off, and then being really depressed, and then being fine 5 minutes later. And that's about a 20-minute process some days.
You see, out of that anxiety, depression, and bipolar, you can take out depression because the depression is really part of the bipolar anyway.
Well, yeah.
Depression is just manic depression. So, depression...
Bipolar depressive with manic episodes. There you go.
Depression is the one that is very. People look on it as it isn't that serious, depression.
Well, it's one of those invisible diseases and illnesses that no one takes seriously because they can't see it until someone does something really stupid.
Yeah.
It's when you've done something really stupid numerous times, which I have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Bill. They're redoing all the railing, all the big fencing on the bridge that I told you guys about that they put like 12-foot high fences on so no one could jump off anymore. Yeah, they've been redoing that for the last month, and they took all the fences down.
If somebody
Sorry.
really,
we have a bridge 20 miles away from me that they actually took the fences so that they went over and then in an arc 6 feet.
Yes, you couldn't climb up and out. Yep.
Yeah, guess who was one of the people on that bridge before they put the fence up?
there's always some idiot, isn't there?
Yeah, me.
I mean,
I'm not disputing I'm an idiot, but
on the serious side of it, though, I mean, if people do think they've got depression, don't listen to people who say, "Oh yeah, it'll go away."
Or in the fresh air. You need to go for a walk and you'll be fine, and take a deep breath. It's not that serious.
It won't. Go and get some help. Go and talk to the right people. Go and get some assistance. Same with anxiety. Same with any bipolar. Any of these disorders is go and get some help.
Yeah.
And there are some really good people out there. It might be that you've got to wait, depending where you are in the world, but that you've got to wait a little while to get in to see these people.
Mm-hmm.
But there's quite often people that you can phone up. There's quite a few places now that actually do live Zoom meetings, so you can go and have a meeting with a professional person. So,
we've got things like Crisis Line.
Yeah.
You phone them, leave your number, they will call you back within 20 minutes, and they will stay on the phone as long as you need. And
Martin,
I've been on calls with Crisis Line for 5-6 hours.
Okay, Martin, the idea when they call you up at the Samaritans and somebody said, "I'm thinking of committing suicide," is not to go, "Oh, okay, thank you, bye." You're meant to talk to them.
It's like, well, I hope everything goes out as you planned. No.
I mean, joking aside,
to order a pizza.
I was once on a phone call with Crisis Line, and 2 hours into the call was told, right, don't panic, don't run. If you're approached by the police or the Coast Guard, they're there to help you. Because they'd sent both out to intercept me and spent the whole of the 2 hours trying to work out from sounds around me where I was.
Where you were.
Which is why they had both the police and the Coast Guard looking for me.
And they do a very good job. It's not like me to stick up to the police here, but no, they do a very good job at trying to help people. They do. Unfortunately, there's not enough people to help everybody, so it's a situation of they have to try and help as many people as they can.
I mean, it's like, I know Matt's been on this as well, where you're registered with the place under a place of safety order, and if you're late for a doctor's appointment, the police will intercept you.
Yeah.
Or they will knock on your door, and if you don't answer or turn up at the doctor's, they will break in.
Yep.
And that is literally because they know you're in an emotionally fragile state, not just depressed, but at that at suicide levels.
Yeah, I mean, it's caring, it's like making sure that you're okay. Well, in inverted commas, okay.
Well, you at least answering the door and making sure you're still breathing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to be about it, but it is.
Unfortunately, for everybody one that they actually save or help, there's probably a lot of people who aren't. They can't, because financially there's not enough people to do it. There isn't enough people to do that job. So unfortunately, there is a lot of cases of people who end up succeeding in what they want to do, taking their own life.
Scared of, yeah.
So that's why I'd always say if somebody is that bad, yeah, one of us will quite happily sit here and talk to somebody if they're in that position. That's not an issue.
If somebody's in that place, I don't care.
I will sit here and talk to you.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I can say, oh, yeah, I know the cure to that. Yeah, you need to do that. No, I'm not a professional. No. Not at all.
We've said it before. We're no way medical professionals or anyone to listen to it to that extent, but we do have personal experience and we'll do what we can to help. But we're not professionals.
But unfortunately, we've been through a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, Martin, to be honest with you. It's not. I've had some, same as Bill, same as probably Tyler has. We've all been at places where, yeah, it's not been great, and I've been at some really, really bad times in my life. But I'm not going to sit here and say, woe is me, I'm the worst person in the world, I've had it the hard, blah, blah, blah. Because there's people who are a lot worse. A lot worse.
Well, Matt, as well as any of us, unfortunately, after enough time of being with these, conditions, you do become numb to a certain degree to certain, aspects of it. It's
you also learn how to control it.
Well, you cope with things and stop things from yeah.
But the danger is you also learn how to mask.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. Yeah.
No, Bill, that's a very, very valid. Masking has become a major issue for me personally and a lot of people I know who have issues like that. Because it's easier to make it seem like, oh, I'm fine. It'll be whatever.
Yeah.
People leave you alone.
A lot of it is if you've got somebody like Lisa's very good at it. If you've got somebody who you can quite happily sit there and waffle on for a few hours and say, oh, well, this is wrong and that's gone wrong and that's happened and this is going on and blah, 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 and bore the shit out of them for a couple of hours. By the end of it, you've usually, in your own mind, you end up seeing sense yourself. You sort of talk yourself round.
Yeah.
There are circumstances where your brain is too far gone the other way and it's gone into a really dark place.
When you spiral, it's
I mean, I've done it a few times where somebody has gone too far, and before I didn't have a car at the time, and I used to phone a friend of mine and go, I need your car. What for? I just need your car. And that would be it. I'll be in the car, mobile phone sat on the side, hands free, and get to the person.
Mm-hmm.
And then spend another 5 or 6 hours face to face with them until we can get them to a doctor's first thing in the morning.
Yeah. The thing is, Lee, you say that about, sitting there talking like idiots and taking the piss. It's half the time shit like that where you have a laugh.
What you would think.
It helps, because it does help. because he's taking your mind off the dark stuff.
And it can break the anxiety.
Yeah, very much so.
How many times have I come to you guys when I'm in that place and you'll say some of the most stupid, absurd, honestly insulting at moments things, but you know what? It breaks your head of that thought process and that cycle of spiraling downwards. Because you laugh even though you really don't want to. You really don't want to laugh, but if you have the right thing said, you're gonna laugh and not out of it a little bit. Hey, Mike.
Do you know, Martin, the irrational tendencies could be all sorts of things in your life that have caused them. It's like you said earlier, maybe you are autistic. Maybe you have got traits of autism. Quite possible. Most people are partially autistic scale on the spectrum. And if you're higher up on that, you're obviously an intelligent person. See, I'm paying him a compliment now. If you are on that spectrum, then there's things that will irritate you and you'll be irrational about certain things. Nobody really fully understands the autistic mind even now.
Right. I think of the aversions, for just random reasons, whether it's food aversions, texture aversions, materials, whatever.
I mean, Gwendolyn has shitloads of traits of autism. And some of the traits I find, I shouldn't laugh, but I find them funny. It's
Matt, as a dad who's been dealing with autism as long as I have, do not hold back those moments because it's going to make it all easier just to let it go.
They are fucking comical. And I don't mean that.
Tell you how many times Trent will do something, and I'll just sit there and go, "Only you would pick those words and that combination to come out of your mouth." And I'm just going to let it go because it was fucking brilliant. It was weird, but it was brilliant.
We did that a few weeks ago, didn't we? Where he came in here and said something, and I went, "Go and get a wash, you dirty little git," and he went, "Hey." Because in their head, it's like they can't differentiate that sense of humour. They don't.
He's getting better though. He definitely
is. But it is comical, bless him. And yet, they can be super intelligent on other things. Really,
this might just be my personal experience, but like we had to do. He's now in middle school. You just started that and went to that transition. Well, elementary school for him was all IEP. Everything was special programs, special classes, 4 kids to a room type stuff.
Yep.
He has 8. Hey, G. He's at 8, 9 different rooms. Got to go to a day. Still got his 8, but it's much more convoluted, And you worry about this stuff, and then you realize going through orientation his first couple of days, yeah, he has autism, but that doesn't mean I had to hold him back from experiencing certain things over the years, and now he hasn't learned certain things.
Yeah.
You want to protect your kids, but you can't protect them that much.
Somebody who knows all about the sort of the autism side of things, Jay, having worked in that side of things.
Yeah.
Just a little side note. Congratulations, Mel. 5 weeks. Keep it going.
No trees were harmed.
Oh, the trees?
Yes, Mel. No.
Now, I have a question, though. The trees are safe. Have you damaged any bushes? There's got to be a hedge or something that's, taking a hit, right?
There's a Mel-shaped hole in the bush.
No, you remember those little pin toys you had when you were a kid, little metal pin toys you put your hands in and make the pattern? It's like that, but there's Mel on a hedge.
Why have I got pictures of The Simpsons where Homer was
just going to say, you're thinking Homer, I was thinking the same thing.
I have to say one thing to Mel, though, is how well she's done with the weight loss, the amount of weight she's lost.
Yeah.
Not even just that. Look at the steps she's putting in daily.
Unbelievable. Absolutely phenomenal. It's really, really good. I mean, she's... In just the time we sort of have met Mel, as it were, on its Facebook and stuff. you can see the change. Seriously, you can.
Yeah.
She seriously has done brilliantly.
Well, I know her getting this summer program job and everything really has helped too. Because I mean, I know going from experience, any of us have seen it. A horrible boss will change your mood, depression, anxiety immediately, where you're tormented getting up in the morning, and to get away from that is a huge win.
Oh God, Martin, you went there. Oh fuck. That's done it. Now we're in trouble.
You know, gee, we're having the issue over here. They're starting to have that, like, oh, well, above a certain age, there's no point in us testing you for this, and you went this long without needing it.
Here in Northern Ireland at the minute, if you're not a child, you're fucked for a diagnosis.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. If you're pre-diagnosed with a mental health problem, like I am, I'm okay. Well,
I say, you want to rephrase that there, buddy?
Yeah, within a certain parameters of okay.
I'm normal.
Hey, for all intents and purposes, you're still in a grandfathered-in way.
No, but you kind of will get dealt with. I mean, the doctor I've got at the minute is really good. He is really good. But yeah, I mean that again all comes back to the NHS, financial side of it again. And that does cause anxiety for me, like you guys know when they were messing around with my medication, I was absolutely bricking it in case they stopped one medication that I'm on.
Yeah.
Because I thought if you stop this medication, this is not going to end well.
Unknown of am I going to have my medication refill next week?
Fuck off, Martin. None of us are normal.
I look back though. I was that.
What'd they do to test you? Light bulb in the mouth that went off, you were good to go?
Yeah, I was.
Wasn't the mouth.
I had depression. I've had depression all of my life. Wasn't until I was 39 I was diagnosed formally with Asperger's. When I was 40, I was formally diagnosed bipolar. That's a bloody long time to go without some of the support systems there.
I mean, I remember how great it was when I was a teenager and they diagnosed me, bipolar depression, and then decided, okay, you're going to get 4 different pills that you have to take, how many times a day. But we're going to hand you, knowing that you're suicidal, full-size prescriptions of all these pills at once in a single bag and say, there you go, take them home.
The issue I have with America is, whereas we get reassessed for medication, which isn't a problem. Like I'm reassessed for my medication, carbamazepine, and so on, obviously.
Yeah.
Because they want to know the dosage. Is my dosage right for how I am, and so on. Same as Bill will be. In America, your culture is, oh, you've got this wrong with you. Well, why is it? Why are you like that? Rather than looking at the cause, the symptom, the attitude in America is, here's some medication. It might work. It might make it worse. Who knows? But just take this.
Hey, we all remember the story when I had the one doctor that I very obviously, now that we know what we know, was having blood sugar issues and having severe hypos, gave me narcolepsy medication and said that'll work.
It's like Bella. I think personally, you could probably do with being re-diagnosed with your bipolar.
Yeah.
You could retest it because it does change. Bipolar does. It can improve. Your bipolar might have improved. You might be, it might be better. But as anybody
heads off as often anymore, I'll kid myself that much.
Has anybody ever looked at the root cause of why have you got bipolar? What is causing your bipolar? Because there can be causes for it. There can be things that have happened.
It's literally, oh, you have this. We're going to label this in your chart, and this is what you have for life now, and we're going to throw medication at you until one sticks.
It could be something from your past that happened, not going into your private life, but something that occurred when you were younger, maybe.
No, that's not an issue talking about. We've talked about it before on here.
No, I'm not going to bring up things about family issues.
I don't know. That's still a mystery. So you do have a point. It could be things and triggers that I'm not aware of.
It's if you can get to like with Bill, Bill knows, and I think everybody knows Bill didn't have the greatest of fathers growing up, caused issues in that way for Bill, and it's caused ongoing issues for him. You need to sort of, if you know what the cause is, then you can start looking at how can I stop feeling like shit? Why do I feel like this in certain situations? Why am I anxious around people when this happens? And
right. Why can small things trigger you to the point that your heart rate is so high you can feel it in your ears? And
I mean, it's like there's certain symptoms, certain things trigger me because of what happened when I was a kid. Like people know, it's conifer bushes. I know it's stupid. Conifer hedges trigger me. The smell of conifer hedges.
That's not stupid reason, though, man.
Because of what happened, where it was, and all the rest of it. That is for me is a trigger. There's other triggers as well, which I'm not going to bore everyone with. But if you know what they are, then you, as a person, can try and avoid those triggers. That's the thing. So there's a lot you can do yourself with anxiety and depression to try and take yourself out of it. And medication is not always the best thing.
Well, I mean, I know at some point I'm going to have to get re-diagnosed and I might get back on like some level of anxiety medication, but I did have to full stop everything and get everything out of my system and try to actually look at myself that way, because it was a flood of this with this. Nothing was consistent. Everything was changing. The milligram changed for medication every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tyler's got this wrong with him. Well, I'll just give him more of that. Well, it's not working. Well, let's give him more.
Well, and that's the thing, they'll do that, or they'll be like, well, we're comfortable where that's at, but we're going to add 2 other pills to it to boost that one. And then those milligrams go up. It's like, no.
Like I said to you privately the other day, Mike, when we were talking, not going into everything we spoke about, but I still think that you should change your doctors, because this doctor and what was said to you, which I'm not saying on here because it's a private matter, but what was said to you was absolutely fucking disgusting, and how you didn't lose it with the doctor. I think you need a doctor that actually gives a flying fuck, because you obviously are in pain with your spine and so on, Mike, which is going to cause you to be depressed. You're not getting any pain relief, proper pain relief. That just makes things worse. You're having panic attacks. You obviously need some help. With not wishing to trigger you now, mate, but it's not been long since you lost your mum, sadly. So that is still going to be an ongoing thing in your head.
Absolutely.
The grieving process is a fucking nightmare.
And fuck anybody that says you have a time limit on a grieving process.
Basically, Mike was told, I can't remember Mike's exact words. You can put it in chat if you want, Mike, but it was basically, well, you just have to get on with it, won't you?
Oh, basically just fuck up, deal with it. And
my pet hate phrase for anybody with depression: pull yourself together.
Oh, fucking
if you want to trigger me, just say that.
Dude, you just triggered me by saying it. Like,
that'll work.
Yeah.
Don't you think that people who've had depression, whoever it is in here, and everybody's probably had it on some level at some point in their life, have sat there and thought, fuck's sake, why can't I just get on with my life? Why can't I just get past it? We've all done it. We've all thought.
Yeah. It's always what's different with my head? Why can I not just get it? It's not that big a deal. Everyone says it's not a big deal, so why is it such a big thing to me?
And like I said, it could be down to because you've lost somebody like a parent or somebody close to you. It could be down to your past, things that have happened in your past. It could be, like Lee's just said, we're losing his mum. Jesus, nearly 3 years, bless her. Fucking hell. Yeah. Yeah. That was it. He was told, stop being so dramatic. Now, I'm going to say what Mike told me once. Mike said he has had dreams where he has actually envisaged, he's seen killing somebody and actually tasted blood. This is the sort of dreams Mike is getting at night. That to me says there is something pretty nasty going on in Mike's head for whatever reason from his past. Now, that's not dramatic. That's a scary thing to go through.
Oh, it's fucking serious what it is.
And he's going through that every night. So you can see where Mike is getting the anxiety and the panic attacks. Plus the stubborn arsehole, and yes, I'm calling you an arsehole, Mike, is now deciding to sleep upright in his fucking gaming chair.
You fucking idiot.
There you go. I'll get to call Mike a fucking arsehole.
I love you, Mike, but dude, your body already hurts enough, man.
We all love you, Mike, and I really do, buddy. But you seriously need to get
take back from taking the piss aside and all that, dude. We really do love you and care about you. Just I know you're sick of all of it, as anybody would want to think you do on a daily basis. But
the idea is that a doctor is meant to be there to help you, not.
That's what I was going to say. That really irritated me. Is like, so the one person that you're supposed to be able to guarantee medical professional being the key word there, and they tell you stop being dramatic about your health.
Oh, you on a classic one. I was in the psych unit under full assessment, assessed by registrar, specialist nurses, specialist consultant grade nurses who were
notice the word in here, specialist nurses.
Yeah, but these qualified to do full mental health assessments.
His name was Brian.
And then a consultant psychiatrist just wrote diagonally across the file, attention seeking.
That's where you want to go off just to make a scene, to make a point.
Oh, I made a point with that particular psychiatrist a few months later. Well, about 6 months later.
Punching the psychiatrist is not an option. I've told you before.
No, I put him before the medical ethics board, didn't I?
I still think your mum's comment on him was the best. Oh, I wish I'd been there for that.
Oh, that was definitely the best comment ever.
If any of you ever get to see Bill or meet Bill's mum, she is a proper lady. Very, very nice, quietly spoken lady. And she turned around and went, he's a cunt. And Mel, if you were having problems on Tuesday, why didn't you just fucking send one of us a message? It was not an issue.
It's not an issue now.
Just random stuff, dude. You can always say something.
You only have to just give us a message. And
We know you're not like really up for the whole video call thing. I mean, if you are, you are. That's what it is, nor here or there. But dude,
you can do a video call and not have your camera on.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say you can do a Facebook call. Costs nobody anything.
You don't have to have my camera on, and then you don't have to look at my ugly mug.
Or Mel, maybe if you need the chat when you're doing your walks or something, in the evenings, get a hold of one of us, throw an earbud in, and we can chat while you're having your walk.
Yeah. We're not going to sit there and turn somebody down because they need help.
We've all been turned down enough, and we ain't doing that to you. So goes to you, goes to everybody. You guys need us, you know where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, dreams are a funny one, Lee. I mean, I know G was saying about dreams, and what we dream doesn't always mean what we're actually dreaming is the reality. It can be what you're dreaming can be flipped the other way. So even though you might be dreaming about stabbing somebody in the head with a sword or something and cutting their head off, I'm giving away my secrets now. But anyway,
Matt, put the cookie down.
Where is that little bastard thing? No.
I knew it. I knew you couldn't resist at least once.
I'm just trying to trigger Martin now. It can be something completely different. There's been some books out which are really, really interesting about what dreams mean. And I tell you what, it's weird stuff. Really strange what you dream.
I mean, I haven't had a dream really that I've remembered and couldn't tell you how long, but there was one that I remember it happened multiple times when I was a kid, and I'll never forget that one. It was the strangest, weirdest thing, but
I get dreams, I get panic attacks, I get full-on night terrors, and I get night paralysis. And if anybody's ever had night sleep paralysis, you have a dream like I said, about killing somebody or doing something horrendous, and then you wake up in a cold sweat and you can't move. You physically cannot move for like half an hour or something. You're wide awake, you can look around, you can everything, but you can't move. It is freaky as fuck. I don't recommend it to anyone.
I mean, shit, I remember when I was little and he had his night terrors. That alone was fucking terrifying to deal with.
And there's nothing, Mel, there's nothing wrong with you being strong for your nieces and nephews.
No.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't be strong for someone else if you're falling to bits yourself. You've got to think of yourself as well. If you don't think of yourself and get yourself sorted, how are you going to be there to care for anyone else? So I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, but I'm just saying that it's.
Well, Matt, it's that old cup of water analogy. You can't pour from your own 15 people and expect yours to have enough for you to drink from.
It's a horrible, it's a difficult situation. And the sleep paralysis thing, G, it's interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
I get it occasionally, but
it's.
See, I've never had the paralysis, but I had a long stretch where I would literally wake up in the most violent, like jarring way you could possibly imagine in a full panic.
It's not a nice place to be, Martin. Sleep paralysis. It really not. It's
another one that can be really strange though is waking up, being fully conscious, do something, 10 minutes later, fall asleep, straight back into wherever the dream was that you woke up from.
You ever notice, though, they're not good dreams where you go back in?
No, no.
It's never like a good dream where it's like a really good dream. They're always the shit ones where something horrendous is happening.
We wake up for that 10 minutes, you're like, God, just don't let that. I can dream something else. That's fine. Just not the same thing. And it's right back where you were.
I mean, funny one with me with dreams, and I used to be really dangerous for this. Alana will tell you, I woke her up one night, and where I used to sleep, the bed was against the wall, so I always used to sleep facing the wall. And she woke up one night to hearing this thud, right, banging on, like proper, like somebody hitting something with a hammer. It was me punching, full force punching a brick wall, and actually denting the plaster.
Fuck.
I did do it with the ex-wife, and it wasn't intentional. Before anyone accuses me, I actually punched my ex-wife in the kidneys.
Oh,
she ended up with a bruise like that on her back. Huh. That was a night terror. I had a night terror and acted it out and punched her in the kidneys. Maybe looking back on it, it was anyway.
Might have been subconscious.
Foreshadowing.
I was asleep before anyone said it.
This is what he's been telling everybody for all these years.
Shut up. Oh, I bet that went down well, G. Punched her in the face. Fucking hell. Oh, dear. Right. I suppose it's that time of night where I do a little rant.
About a little rant?
A little rant about a little, runt, that was it. I was thinking of another word.
Rhymes with it.
About somebody.
You were close.
About somebody's video that he did. Vaping with Victor. Did one of his usual little videos about what's going on in the world of Victor. And at 30 minutes and 3 seconds, he went into the only person that's done anything in vaping regarding the vape tax and talked about it is me. When? You jumped up, dwarf. When has this little git mentioned anything about it? It is only recently that he is... Sorry, mate.
It was a week before last.
Week before last, yeah. And he decided to say he was the only person in vaping that has mentioned anything about the vape tax. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a big channel. We're not well known or any of that crap.
Well, this isn't a us versus them type thing. This is a.
All I'm saying is to say he is the only person that said anything is yet again proof that he is so far up his own arse. He believes his own bullshit. You actually believe, Vic, that you're the only one talking about this.
It's like this is not a we're higher and mightier than you type bullshit. Like this, literally, we've been trying to warn people of this for years. It's
never been about I'm better, we're better than blah blah blah. It's always been let's get everybody together, let's get everybody working as a team and work as one, regardless of whether I like Vic or not. Don't come into it. Work as a team and try and get something done. But no, we can't do that because we'd sooner act and moan about it.
Well, Matt, like I said, take all personal feelings aside. If he'd been willing to help use his, channel and platform at least a little bit to try to get some of the right information out there, when we started on this however long ago, we would have gotten off and we would have had the discussions and the information, whatever would have been, a thing.
And then, as Leader said, this week he comes out with, but don't worry, there's nothing to worry about.
I was just going to say, yeah, but at the same time, there's nothing to worry about, and it's all, inside fighting. It's not actually going to go into law.
Because as Martin said,
I've just realised from Martin's comment, the whole God thing, my imaginary, different factions of the churches, my imaginary friend's better than your imaginary friend. That's it. Vic thinks Parliament is the church.
Vic thinks. There's two words that you don't hear very often.
Yeah, but his imaginary friends.
Yeah. I mean, to say you've got contacts who are members of Parliament or secretaries of members of Parliament and so on. No, you haven't.
No.
Stop with talking out of your backside, because you don't know people like that. I mean, Bill and I did speak to somebody who's on the, shall we say, involved in the parliamentary talks on the vaping side of things. And I'm not saying who that person is, because I don't want to make it awkward for him. But he is involved in it. And he told us straight, there is talks going on between the vaping side and the government, but he can't obviously tell or say what's going on, because if he did,
well, then he's allowed all kinds of shit. And,
it'd be cough.
Yeah.
He'd be kicked straight out. So obviously he can't be, but he did say to us, keep an eye on my blogs and so on and so forth.
Which
and he's a really nice guy.
Has make no sense even more than it already does. I'm sorry, no one's gonna risk their position for you, Vic.
That's a very interesting look on.
I told her, she said to me, I said, you have to share that. That's amazing.
That's yeah. You have a future, I believe.
That is Soylent Green.
You have a future serial killer in our midst here, I think.
Or an entrepreneur.
Possibly.
Hey.
And if
I love
bringing your chalk, don't use it.
I love kids, what they come out with. It's such a simplistic.
It would stop kids from eating the chalk at school.
Or it might encourage them.
This is true.
Here's the question: if you're going to do that, do you do like the box of chalk by person and like you have the names on them so you know?
Like you do with bottles of Coke.
We do math with Bob. I mean,
this was Tyler.
We got a little piece of mat left. It's broken and cracked and not quite sharp anymore, but it's still there.
Oh, believe me, that's me now. Not very sharp. Bit half-witted.
And broken in several places.
Yeah. But the whole, just going back to the whole Vic thing, it's just this attitude of, I'm the #1 reviewer in the country. I'm this, I'm that. No, I don't really care. I don't care what you are. I don't care who you are. If the vape tax goes through, which it looks definitely like it is going through, I hope it doesn't, but it does. There isn't going to be any more place for reviewers at all.
Well, there's not going to be any products. What's
Exactly, Martin. You like you say, you've got Bogan who's
I have less than no time for that person anymore.
There's lots of things I could say, but none of them are really important, and neither is he, in my mind. He's, yeah.
He's made himself irrelevant.
Yeah, I get like Grim Green. I'm a big Grim Green fan. I love Nick to bits. And I've spoken to Nick, and as Nick said, there's not a lot he can do from America to help us. He, there's nothing he can really do.
And Nick has also acknowledged there's a lot that he can't even access for information.
Yeah.
Because the government stuff's geolocked.
I mean, we've tried that firsthand when I've tried to look at stuff that you sent me articles to and everything.
Yeah.
The issue is with people like, I mean, Bogan has proved he is doing what he's doing purely financially.
I'll say personal gain. Oh,
yeah.
Well, it is personal gain, isn't it? So yeah. I mean, which I get. If you're a reviewer and you're doing reviewing, well, you're not a reviewer, are you? Really, if you're doing it for financial gain,
no,
you're an influencer.
But most a promoter.
Yeah.
Not necessarily an influencer, a promoter.
A promoter, yeah.
Yeah. Back in a minute, the smoke's getting thicker.
Okay, mate. Hey, look, he's got legs. That reminds me, I wonder if they still do knobbly knees contests at Skegness.
And there's William's screenshot there.
And tonight's knobbly knees contest winner is...
Tonight's Wank Bank is sponsored by Bill Richards.
Oh. The wind's brought the smoke level down lower as it's gotten into evening.
Lovely.
I honestly think, I mean, there was talk, one thing Vic said that I kind of agree with. There is a possibility if the government were to change with the way things Starmer is pushing things, if Starmer was to get pushed out and we got a new government come in, it may slow down the vape tax situation because the new government would have to prioritise other things. Possibly. This is Vic's theory. Is that we've got nothing to worry about because that's what's going to happen. That's a fucking hell of a bet you're laying on there. You know, that's a
big hope.
Yeah, I hope he's right. I hope he's right on that, but I can't see it. The one thing I will say to everybody again regarding the vape tax is, at the moment, if you can afford to go out and get your VG, PG, nicotine, flavourings, all of that, go and do it now. But don't do it to a point where you end up putting yourself in debt, obviously. But if you can afford to get extra VG in and PG, like we all like, do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, because the price will go up.
It's going to go up.
Well, we're already seeing the price go up.
Yeah.
Like, we're not saying buy, but if you're going to go buy some here and there anyway, throw one extra liter, or like Craig did a 5-liter bottle, just something for you've got that extra bottle.
2 5-liter bottles.
The thing is, a 5-liter bottle of VG 4 months ago was a tenner a bottle. It's now 16.
Oh, wow. I will put that up, and I will just mic drop.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yes, it is, Martin. Now, I said this ages ago about him. I'm not doing the Vic. Well, I told you also. That's not me. But I mean, I'd do it if somebody said, "Oh, we're doing a charity show on blah blah blah. Will you come and do like the shitty juice challenge or whatever?" So I'd be like, "Yeah, all right, I'll do it." Yeah. Okay.
Craig, ask him where the finger's been.
Don't ask him where the finger's been.
I didn't say you wanted to know the answer, but
We don't want to know what the finger smelled of.
no, this reminds you of you ever seen the bench warmers? Is it from a dog or a cat? It's a goat.
I mean, like Lisa just said, what does he think charity is? Yeah,
It's a way of self-promoting himself.
I'm not being paid for being here. It's a charity. And yet this is the same man who's asking everybody for money to get him when he got shipped over to the UK.
And now again for his family to come over, right?
I'm sorry, but Mike, if anybody wanted to laugh, I wish I'd kept the clip, which was Mike doing the bad juice when we did the juices. Mike's face on some of those. Oh my God. I thought Mike was going to choke, honestly. But Mike being the stubborn arsehole
it was the cheese slice.
It was the face. I have never seen Mike go a lovely shade of green. But he still did it. Yeah, everybody got together and yeah, it was shit. Yeah, it tasted horrible, but it was like, fuck it, we'll do it.
Well, I mean, remember, Matt, if it wasn't for certain people involved, I was supposed to be part of that too. It was for charity. This isn't meant to be, oh, I need paid if I'm going to do something. Yeah, no.
So like Lisa said, charity, you don't.
I'll say the point of it is not for you to get paid; it's for that money to go to the charity. That's why you're there. Stupid shit.
If somebody like has like you and Bill have like issues stomach wise,
yeah.
So doing like a chili challenge or something wouldn't be a good idea because, yeah, that's not going to end well. It's going to cause you issues. That's different.
Stomach lining would be screwed at that point. Fuck.
He'll do anything for charity.
Next week charity show. Just so everybody knows, Mike, you're invited.
Next week, Mike does charity live.
Oh no, no.
What can I get him doing?
There's nothing with red lights, please.
I know you will, Mike. I know you will, Mike, because when I asked you, your attitude was, yeah, all right, fuck it. And I'm sorry, but Vic was the same with the challenges. He was like,
He actually, the only thing I've ever seen him actually do was when he shaved his face and his beard and all that for one of those charity things.
Vic didn't like my comment because he'd shaved his tash and he'd left that bit. I said, that's perfect, Vic. I said, just leave that bit. I said, it suits you. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you look like Adolf Hitler now.
Same height.
It just doesn't surprise me with Bogan. Really doesn't. I get
I'm doing the old school stuff. That really makes you sit there and go, dude, what happened? You were so advocacy driven, at least it sounded like it back in the early days. And now it's turned to this.
Exactly, Lee. That's not a beard he's got. It's fucking bum fluff. Fucking pathetic little thing on Vic's face.
I thought you were going to say on his
No,
shoulder.
that's his nose.
That with a brown end on it.
Yeah.
We've got to get his eyebrows removed. That'll be perfect.
I did that. I shaved my head, my beard, and my fucking eyebrows.
Yeah, it was an extra 200 quid for the eyebrows.
But you got to think how round Vic's head is. It'd be perfect.
It does look like a potato.
I was thinking more like, the snowman effect.
Yes, your pancreas is very confused, Lisa. I take it that your cheap joint of beef turned out very well then, did it?
I'll see. How'd that turn out?
Silverside joint. What Lisa paid for that? Fuck me, that was a good price.
Just don't use Bill's cooking recommendations.
What, to make a briquette?
Yeah.
£4.94 for a joint of Silverside.
Lovely.
Oh, yes. I would have cooked that regardless, even if I'd had me dinner just to have it cold. £14. Do like beef. Finally, yeah. This is not a vegetarian show. I refuse to apologise to any vegetarians.
Oh no, did carne asada burritos last night. Those were fucking amazing.
Never had burritos.
Well, keep in mind, you know how I am with food. I'm simple, so it's just the carne asada beef with cheese and rice.
Not just with food, people. It's simple. Yeah.
Matt, remember Grandma's Boy? You are now Turd Nugget.
Gwendolyn's response.
That was the nice response.
Yeah, for charity, yeah. Although if you get Mike in a good mood at the weekends,
What are you going to do? Afford him one of those 5 layers of EG and see what happens?
Oh, yes.
Man, I saw you stop your whole head there. I saw the thought process going, no, that's going to get bad very quickly.
I agree with you, Martin. Yeah. Proper roast beef, sliced thick, cut bread, English mustard. Yeah. Now you're talking. Not like the meat that you get in America that is.
I was waiting for the mustard comparison.
Oh, Danny would get me started. Your mustard, I reckon I could drink your mustard. It's got no bite in it. It's got no English mustard.
No taste to it.
It's all vinegar.
Well, I still got to send you your aerosol can of tea, Matt.
Take your VG, take your tin of tea, and sit on it.
You talking to me or Victor?
The hair mousse tea.
I can't think of it. I mean, what idiot came up with this idea in America of everything should be in a spray tin?
It makes no sense.
Well, I think you've got everything from things you would expect, like whipped topping type things, all the way to cheese, now tea, and
It's getting ridiculous. You'll be getting your
Yeah, I've also
dinner.
seen in America aerosol butter.
Well, I know there's like liquid butter with actual spray nozzle on it, but
Well,
and then
more a
obviously
pouring nozzle, I think.
I mean, butter should come in a block. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, Lisa. English mustard for you would not be a good idea.
Right? Squeezy butter is just wrong.
The trouble is food pricing in America is ridiculous. It's just like to get decent food, proper what we call proper food is extortionate. It's
Matt, I went ahead and I looked at the difference from past orders to most recent orders. We went up close to $75 to $100 just changing out certain things.
I get why you can't do it because of the cost. It is just so expensive. I mean, eggs, milk, basics.
Like eggs aren't as bad as they used to be. Those went down, a little bit. They're still $2-3 a dozen, $4 here and there. So that's not bad. I can deal with that. That's reasonable. Milk,
Yeah, it was when they hit $10 a dozen.
I think milk is still at like $6 to about $6 a gallon, roughly. And mind you, that's the cheap milk. Like that's like the 1% milk and like skim milk.
It's just wrong.
Dude, growing up, my mom only bought fat-free skim milk.
Why?
Remember, in America, if it's fat-free and low, percentage of this and that, it's healthier. So that's what everybody goes with.
But as kids need the calcium and so on in the milk.
Which is why
they also need the fat.
Getting proper vitamin D full fat milk.
Yeah. Kids need somewhere between 20 and 30% fat in their diet because
it does.
Because that's what produces the sheathing that protects the nerves as kids grow.
I agree with Mike.
I mean, Mike, I'd send you a can, but it'd probably be considered chemical warfare over there. So,
and I can imagine what Mike will tell you to do with that can.
No, he'd take it out to the gun clubs and shoot it and see what happens.
Throw it back.
You'll end up with that can.
That is a good thing about those things. They actually make great targets for the range. They did a nice little cheesy pop.
What, you don't actually use it, you just take it to the range and shoot it. Well, you might as well go to Walmart and shoot it.
People do that enough. It's cliche at this point.
Actually, hold on. No, that might not be a good idea. That might be.
Sorry, I saw one of those lovely meme pages I was invited to by you lovely people. I'll tell you the one that I saw yesterday after the show because it's just far enough. Like it was great. It was one of those. Somebody commented and goes, "I love dark humor, but holy fuck."
I love dark humor. Dark humor is a great way of actually going back to what the show was meant to be about. The mental health side, depression, and everything. Dark humor is actually a really good way of dealing with a lot of that.
It is.
It's having that ability of
have these idiots out there taking offense on behalf of other people and doing
if you want dark humor, listen to a paramedic.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They are sick, twisted fucks.
Or like ER nurses.
Yep. Yeah. Or if you go to a friend of mine, his dad used to work in the mortuary.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Some of the jokes he used to tell.
Mortuary humour is.
I mean, I'm not saying who he is because I don't want to get his dad's still alive, bless him. And his dad, when smartphones came out, took a picture of this girl's, sent it to Rob, who's my friend, sent it to Rob and says, check these out. It was the fucking girl who'd committed suicide on the fucking... You want to talk about dark humour? They are some twisted bastards. I mean, really twisted.
I mean, I still remember when I was in middle school and they let you, like, because they had like the custodial staff, cleaning staff. Well, if you were in certain parts of, depending on which class you had, you could actually go and be part of that program and work with the custodians, which meant you sat in their office away from all the kids and teachers with a group of 56-year-old, very lovely minded gentlemen. Fuck's sake, some of the jokes went around that table. I still remember the day the teacher that everybody looked at walked in, walked back out. As soon as she was out of earshot, you have three of them. I love seeing her walk away, but fuck, I hate seeing her leave. Like,
what's it? We said dark humour. Everybody's dead, Dave.
There is nothing wrong with having a dark sense of humour. Nothing wrong at all. It's actually quite healthy to have a dark sense of humour.
Like, this is a little different, but I actually saw there was a thing. It was this guy, and he's like, all right. He's like, I'm a black guy, so I can actually ask this question. I want to hear your best racist joke. Not offensive, but actually like trying to get somebody to laugh. Woman stitched it and goes, me and my best friend growing up. So we were literally, hip to hip best friends. Me and him were, all that. Said, but we had this thing where let's see who can crack each other up with the worst joke. And it had to be a racial humor joke. So the best one was when I worked a 12, 15-hour shift, hurt my hand and couldn't open the Tylenol bottle and asked him to open it for me. Said it would have been fine, but he had to remove the cotton ball to get the medicine out, and I couldn't help myself.
I'm not doing jokes. I'm not doing bad jokes, racist jokes on it because we will get shot.
No, but I'm saying
I know some really bad twisted
humor. We've all
Mike, don't you dare! I know what you're like.
I know Mike is wild. No, we talked about before old comedians that it was more vulgar comedy and more this and that. Yes, it was, but it was funny fucking comedy, and it wasn't meant to be offensive.
The thing is, even Mike's got a very dark sense of humour, right? And Mike's jokes are terrible, the same as mine, But if you don't like what the jokes that people tell, fine, that's okay. You don't have to laugh. You don't like them, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that you need to stop those people telling those jokes for everybody.
Mm-hmm. No.
Man, that's that buy a show, like tickets to a comedy show, gets offended by the first three jokes and gets mad that, and says something. Yeah. You paid to be here. Either leave or shut up.
Yeah. You know as well as I do, people will, like YouTube, you see it on YouTube all the time. You'll get somebody who's doing like the dark jokes or dark sense of humour. I find that a lot of it funny. Some of it isn't, but a lot of it is. And people will purposely watch an hour of it and then complain like fuck and report it. Well, you knew in the first 5 minutes what the person was like. Why didn't you just go, no, not for me, no, right.
Right, and be done with it.
So you got that. Just click that little red X, walk away and go, no, that's not my sort of stuff. So that's it. People get too wound up over the stupidest shit. Really do. They're trying to ban every fucking joke. Yeah. Be they about the Scottish people.
What are they going to do next?
Well, a lot of the we're offended stuff started in America.
Oh yeah, and it's still there. I mean, it's
You can't say this about such and such a person.
really because I said it to them, and they're laughing their ass off currently. So,
I mean, good example of that is like DW comes in Lee's chat, right?
Fuck's sake, Lee.
Who's part Mexican or is Mexican. We're doing Mexican jokes about him all the time. He doesn't get offended by it, he just does it back. Exactly, Mike. People get too just get all offended over stupid stuff.
it's like you're using my precious oxygen to power that thought. No, do better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Donald didn't stop him getting over that bit over the wall, did he? He snuck in, D-Dub.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, America would be fucked without Mexicans.
Mm-hmm.
So
most of your stuff is made by Mexican people.
Well, think about just general, labor force for things that you've got other ethnicities that are, oh, we don't need to be, that's below our whatever. No, the fuck it's not, you entitled ass.
It is a racist joke. Just think, if Donald bans Mexicans, who the fuck's going to cut all the lawns?
Yeah.
Well,
no, now you've got
I'll pick all the vegetables and fruit.
I was listening to one of the old Ralphie May specials, and he said there was this woman, this Karen came up to him and was saying, in the middle of the show, we need to ban all the Mexicans and deport these people and blah, 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 blah. So he looked down, okay, so who's going to pick, fruits, vegetables, stuff like that? They said, if you look at numbers, that is a large part of the workforce. She's like, well, we're gonna get white people to do it. And he laughed at her. He said, really? You're going to pay him $38 an hour to pick grapes? And then she slipped up. Well, we'll get some other group to do it. He said, what group are you going to get to do it? Well, what about like the African Americans? Put them back in a cotton field. I fucking dare you.
And that is the trouble with America. Mm-hmm. There's a very real racism in America.
Oh, Matt, you've seen that there's like 2 or 3 states that have reintroduced segregation under Trump's ruling.
Yeah.
Well, the South, I mean, when, got Alabama down that way, they want to go back to having full segregation.
You go to Louisiana, you still have black or white townships.
Yeah.
You don't have mixed.
There may not be signs, but if you go to the wrong area, you're going to know it.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mike.
Oh, and on top of that, all the stuff Trump's been doing, the entirety besides the new CEO, which he actually appointed from his own personal staff of the CDC. Everybody walked out 3 days ago. And due to cutting in funding, they have now limited the diseases and harmful pathogens in food they can test for from 8 to 10 things down to 2.
So your food is going to get worse.
It's guaranteed to get worse. And then on top of that, they've said, what was it? Basically, it's the Weather Service. They said because of funding getting cut, how Katrina wasn't warned properly and everybody wasn't warned to get out in time and all that. It's like that's probably going to happen a few times in this next few months for hurricane season because we have no one to research. We have no one to look at the radar and no one to tell you it's actually happening. So good luck.
It's unbelievable, that man. He's
Like it's getting so bad. Like the CDC people that walked out, they were met by a crowd of like 200 or 300 people in support of them walking out.
I mean, if he's so anti-immigration, does that mean he's going to deport his wife?
You would have thought that would have been, closer on the list, wouldn't you? I mean, she don't like him anyway.
Yeah, and half of his staff. Closely followed by the other half of his staff.
I wish he'd just deport himself out of the country.
I thought he had. He was going to play golf somewhere else.
Oh, no, not deport, delete himself.
Okay.
That would be a more practical use.
Maybe Elon could put him on the next test flight.
Well, I mean, if
we've been hoping for that.
And Control Alt Delete, can we, take a couple of the programs out and add new ones?
Martin, I think there's a lot of people in Scotland that will disagree with him saying he's Scottish. Nobody wants that.
Well, remember, he says he's Scottish, but he's also saying he's the most American person ever.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean the same thing.
He just makes it up as he goes along, doesn't he?
I think he does, yeah.
I think they made him one of those magic 8 balls that just has political decisions on it, and he just shakes it and waits for the triangle to stop.
Well, I'll get a regular news feed, and every day it's the 7 most stupid things Trump has said today. I don't think it's ever been less than 5 on a daily basis.
Lee, are you trying to piss off everybody?
But he's good at it.
He's mastered the art of upsetting everybody.
Oh, come on, G. Make your next holiday over here, bud. You'll be fine. You guys should hang out, have a really shitty canned Guinness.
Yeah. Martin, he didn't drink enough.
He should have drunk petrol and then somebody should have thrown a match at him. It's beyond me how somebody can be that much of a moron and still be breathing.
Talk about severe internal combustion.
What concerns me, though, is the number of people that voted for him.
And still support it even through the obvious,
I mean, there's still people, you only got to look at the news in America, who are, Donald's the greatest thing ever to happen to America.
Well, I told you guys about that story I saw earlier about the guy getting that the tariff prices affect, disposables. There's a conspiracy theory on the business against the fucking presidency.
They actually believe that Donald Trump is the savior of the world.
Which is funny because he calls himself, the God and all this crap. And a lot of these supporters are quote unquote religious. Isn't there something in the Bible about don't false idols and whatnot? Isn't that a thing?
I believe so, yes.
I mean, it's been a while since I read the books, but yeah.
Donald Trump is God. Yeah. Now I know why I don't believe in religion.
I said, wasn't there also something about taking his name in vain?
Donald's name or...
I mean, it did say covet thy neighbor, not thy, neighbor's child, but...
Let's be honest, Martin, they're both pretty useless, weren't they? Trump and Harris. They were both terrible.
No, Martin, you're right. It was screwed either way. The only chance, honestly, that I saw is if somehow we had gotten shit, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was one of the oldest running candidates at the time. Oh, Bernie Sanders. He actually was putting out legitimate truths and facts and everything, and still to this day is going to rallies and saying all kinds of shit. But it's also in that age group of you're not going to be able to do your job that well if you have that many health problems and you know what I mean?
Oh, and Trump does such a wonderful job.
Yeah, like there's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, at least one has proper ideals.
I mean,
apart from the fact that Trump can't even remember his name half the time.
Well, yeah, that's why it's written on his shirt and on his hat.
And he's got somebody in his earpiece going, Trump, 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 Trump.
So he does, which is why he wears adult diapers.
No, see, the best part to me when somebody gets a hold of that frequency and changes what he hears and he's supposed to say during a speech.
Oh, God.
That would be so much fun.
Just give it to me. Oh, God, the fun I would have.
And you don't even start repeating anything he hears.
Oh, dear. I have decided to ban myself from government.
Why have I just got a police academy moment when he's standing on the podium?
I was thinking Bruce Almighty when he's got him in the newsroom. He's sitting there with the keyboard on.
The SAD's 10-week, 14-week, 17-week course.
No, I'm talking about at the podium when they were doing the awards.
When Mahoney sticks his head out at the end.
It's where J.D. Vance sticks his head out from earlier.
Possibly.
You know, some things just aren't needed to be said, Matt.
The difference is Police Academy was funny. Particularly when Mahoney was working in the car park.
Yes.
And took the car up on 2 wheels and slotted it in. It fits. It goddamn fits.
No, see, Martin, you're assuming he can read.
No, he has his speech read to him in his earpiece.
No, you ever notice that really oddly large folder he uses? It's because it's a pop-up. The farmer says, destroy industry.
A is for Apple. B is for short Czechoslovakian traffic warden.
Damn it, Craig, that was fucking good.
Yeah, Bobcat, You've Killed Mickey was brilliant. That was the last thing my mum stole before she died.
We are now at 2 hours 6 minutes, and before we decline deeper into the political ramblings of Donald, I think
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Why have I got? I've just got this image in my the Blue Oyster Bar with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance dancing.
I don't know why you have that image in your head, Matt.
Just do your goodbyes, please, before my mind goes completely.
It's already there.
It's already there, yeah. That's the problem.
Right, I'll go first this week, guys. As we always do, you guys know where we are if you need us for the week. You know, private message, chats there, the group's there. as we always do. As far as the tax goes, like Matt said, if you can afford to stockpile a little bit within reason, I would do so, but don't make yourself skint in the process. Don't, it's not worth all that. And as far as information goes, we'll keep up whatever we learn about, really. But that's it for me this week. Craig, say goodbyes, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. We'll be back again for our usual Victor Mullen rant. Sorry. Yeah, we'll be back again next week. As Tyler says, the group is there if anyone is struggling. Hope everyone has a good week. I might be a little bit later because I've got a committee meeting, then a branch meeting, so hopefully I'll be in later.
No problem.
If not, I'll see you all the week after. So have a good week, and I'll pass that to Bill.
Yeah, cheers, Craig. It's been a fun show tonight. Bit dark in the
air. Random, little, but
yeah. And from my point of view, a bit dark the first half of the show, but that was understandable under the circumstances. I hope everybody has a really good week. I wish the best to the farmers and the firefighters out on that moor. And I hope everybody has a good week. Over to you, Matt.
Yeah, that's not really a lot for me to say, but yeah, thank you for that, Martin. That's, if anybody wants it, Nick Hub, 5 litres of free pace, 125 quidish. So it sounds a lot of money, but 5 litres of Nick
is
for 125 is a good price. So
yeah,
it's there. Thank you for that, Martin. Yeah, all right. It was a bit of a dark start, but it was worth saying because Bill's right in the middle of the fires. Rumours had it Bill may have started it with the dodgy mech, but I don't subscribe to that.
No, it's that Wish.com freaking drone he keeps going after.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's attacking the firefighters. It's hopefully they do get that fire under control soon. I really hope so.
Yeah.
And not that any of those guys will obviously watch this, but I also hope that everybody who is fighting it is okay because, that's a scary thing to be dealing with. Very scary.
Which ones? They're putting themselves in the line for a lot of people.
Exactly. And that's what moaning about MPs and the local council and water. And, yeah, whatever. The important thing is that you get lives, people safe, property safe, and everybody's all right. That's what matters. Not where the water's coming from. Anyway, yeah. I won't start on that rant because I will start ranting about that. Yeah, group's there if anybody does need us. And I do mean it, Mel. If you do need us, please don't feel you're putting anyone out. One of us is always about somewhere we could, if we're not available, we can make ourselves available.
Yeah.
So that's not an issue. Yeah, Craig's, he's fucking being derelict of duty next week. He's off on the piss with his fucking meetings as usual. Twat.
Yeah,
it's just because he's got a new car now. He's flashed. But we will be back next week. Not sure what the subject will be on, but we'll have a think this week, and unless anyone's got an idea. And hopefully there might be some news on the vape side of things, but we'll see. We'll see. So it is a ta-ta from me and the guys.
Yeah.
And have a good week, people.
Ta-ta. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.